This video is going to show you how to set up and grab the signal sequence file from a SSM 12LE IP with ECcom software. I'm going to show you how to download the Ethernet software. I'm going to show you how to turn on the monitor and connect the monitor to your computer, connect the monitor to ECcom software and grab files. I'm going to show you how to read the signal sequence file, and I'm also going to show you how to save and email the file. First thing you want to do is bring up a browser and go to editraffic.com. From here, you want to go ahead and hit the search up here and type in ECcom. Let's do that again. ECcom. And you're going to see this right here. You want to go to ECcom software. Click here. Hit download software. Where you're going to find that is you can click on this, but it's also in your under file manager. It's usually they download it to your download files. So I'm going to go click here, and there's your ECcom software. If you notice, I made a couple of copies. You're going to double click and hit startup. When you hit startup, it's going to step you through the unit to download the software, and then you're going to go ahead and get this icon. But before we go to this icon, what I recommend is now we're going to talk about how to connect the monitor and turn on the power so we can now grab the information. Make sure that you have the Ethernet port connected. In this case, you want to make sure it's here, and you also want to make sure that you have power to the unit. And at this point, you would go ahead and turn to ECcom software. Okay, now we're back from that. We're going to go ahead and start the ECcom software. And here we're going to let that come up. We're going to go setup, port, settings. We're going to make sure that we hit search. And what's going to happen is our unit should look for, and there it is. We're going to double click on that. We're going to double click on this. We're going to say OK. We're going to hit test. When we hit the test, it's going to see, if you saw the little blue line there, that's telling me I'm connecting. And here, if you notice, we have a SSM 12LE connected to ECcom. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. I'm going to hit OK. And then I'm going to show you, if you hit get all logs. Well, let's talk about the icons. This is to grab files. This is to save what you just brought in. And of course, I'll talk more about this. Here's the print. This is going to give you status. When you click on this, it shows that we are connected to a monitor. There's no faults, but there's no power input either. I'm going to go ahead and get the configuration. If you notice up here, it said that it read the unit and grabbed it in. If you notice, the program card is blank. The SSM switches are on because X equals on, and here shows you all the setups on your switch. I'm going to go ahead and close that. What we're now going to do is, this is right here, this little icon here. If you highlight over, it says get all logs, or you can also get up here and do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and say get all logs, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and turn off the configuration. I'm going to say get all logs. When you get all logs, there's 5 logs that it will retrieve. With that, and the last log that it retrieves is a comprehensive log. Now the comprehensive log, if you notice, it says unsaved. You're going to want to go ahead and highlight this file, click on the save button, and now you're going to go ahead and you're going to save this as a log. So in this case, I'm going to go to temp. I have one that says test web test, and then I'm going to go ahead and call this First Street and Main. So I'm going to go ahead and save. In this case, I'm just going to replace someone that was already up there. Now that's saved. Now to save the signal sequence file, if you notice it is not saved, you're going to be wanting to do the highlight this, hit the save button, and now you can go ahead and save this with the understanding this is going to save it as a SSQ file. In this case, I've already started that. I'm going to go ahead here, I'm going to overwrite it, and now I saved it. So we showed you how to connect the unit, how to download the ECcom software. Now I'm going to tell you how to read and troubleshoot a file. In this case, this one that I downloaded is pretty simple. There's just all conflicts. This has not been connected to an intersection, so the files here are somewhat worthless. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and open a file, a known good file, and I'm going to come up here to City Files, and I'm going to go ahead and open Alaska. In Alaska, if you notice, it says logs. Right here, I want to be signal sequence file, which is SSQ. I'll go ahead and open this. The first fault is just a local flash fault, which when they got there, it was in local flash. The police turned it on there. But the second one is they had a problem where they had a clearance or skipped yellow. Now the way this works is, here's when the monitor tripped, and then it shows you 30 seconds before the trip. So there's 6 seconds. Here's 11 seconds, 17 seconds, 20 seconds, and 30 seconds right there. So now we can go and just watch the intersection. It was running normal on 2 and 6 with the PEDs flashing on 13 and 15. We're getting there. Now we're getting to 15 seconds. That's quick here. Get down to 2 seconds. Now, if you noticed right here, something happened where we went from a green directly to a red, which is bad, also known as a skipped yellow. The only thing that really can cause this is the controller is the one that takes the load switches and tells it to go all red. So in this case, the controller told the load switches that it wants to restart the intersection, so it skipped the yellow and went right to red. So that's what triggered. This is why the signal sequence file is very helpful for rapid pulses. You can see how it will flash. Like here, if you notice, it's a normal flash, but with the with something unusual, skipped yellow or noise or a rapid flash, you'll be able to see that in this. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me at support@editraffic.com, or you can call us on the direct line for tech support, 602-396-1284.